Justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Mary Odili, on Friday, and a lot of you reacted to that story. I broke a few things down, but I have Dr. Monday Ubani on the show this morning, and he'll be bringing some legal angle to that conversation. Dr. Ubani, a very lovely morning to you, sir.
Hello, Doctor, my brother. How are you, Sharif?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you. We have a very short time with you because you have a case in court this morning, so we're going to make this very short and straight to the point. Tell me, Dr. Ubani, what your reaction was when you heard about the invasion of Justice Odili's residence in Abuja on Friday.
I said not again, because remember vividly that there was a time the ESS invaded the homes of justices also all over the country. One in Port Harcourt, I think.
That's right.
Other 2 or 3 in Abuja.
Mm-hmm.
And they made all manner of allegations, that they own several houses and several pounds and dollars in their various accounts and all that. At the end of the day, not even a single judge was convicted of those allegations. And that precipitated the removal of Onogen. Remember, just Onogen?
That's right.
So I thought that, again, it's an intimidation because they intimidated the judiciary at that point in time and eventually edged out Onogen out of the judiciary with an ex parte order. Up to now, nobody has owned up to be the one who actually authored that ex parte order.
That's right.
And so we're back again to the same scenario where judiciary is clearly under threat and intimidation all the time. You know that this woman is the second in command. I don't know what they're after. I don't know what they actually want. If they need a husband, they should be specific as for whatever they want to do against the husband. But using a spurious affidavit that had no details, specific details as to the house, as to the name of the person they want to go and search, and then even the crime itself, just series of allegation that had no basis in law and all that. So I felt that clearly this is an intimidation, and the NBA is clearly not happy. Mr. Olumide Akwata has issued a statement.
That's right.
In which he outlined the various steps that the NBA will take with regards to this, because we want to get to the root of the matter.
That's right.
We leave so many things in this country hanging, and that's why we are where we are. We have not been able to actually, correct some of the ills of the country, and those ills, become like precedents most times when they do occur.
I want to quickly talk to you. Let's start with the affidavit first and foremost. There's a lot surrounding the affidavit. Yes. Justice Yana was saying that he was deceived, that the federal government lied to him about the affidavit, that he wasn't told the true picture of things. But please take us through that process, really. Can Magistrate Yana really excuse himself from this entire scenario? Because he was looking like, look, it's not my fault. It's what the information that they presented to me that I gave an order based on. Tell us about this, Dr. Ubani.
Before you sign the search warrant or whatever warrant you want to sign, you have to look at all the details, and that's where carefulness comes in, because they can come up with anything in order to mislead you. But you, who is a judicial officer, owes a duty to look at the content of the affidavit. Look at the accurateness, to the correctness of information provided. And if there are any doubts or vagueness in any of the content of the affidavit, you raise the issue. And most judges are known to be careful.
Right.
And so we expect a magistrate or a chief magistrate in that matter to have looked at that affidavit and look at the content and see whether it was vague or clearly, very clear, that would have warranted she to have signed that particular affidavit. Having signed search warrant. Having signed that search warrant with all the contradictions, even all non-lawyers were all analyzing the affidavit yesterday and pointing out all the deficiencies in that content.
That's right.
It means that the magistrate was extremely careless, or she must have been ordered by powers that be. And that is actually what made that had to commit that error. Of course, you realize that on Friday she set aside the so-called warrant.
That's right.
I don't know who brought the application for her. Was she now sitting on appeal over her order she has already issued? So who brought the application now for her to set aside, citing irregularity and misrepresentation? So it shows that there was clearly things that were inappropriate about that affidavit, and something that was also wrong with the search warrant that the woman signed.
Right, right. But here is the dilemma we are right now. I don't know if you are privy to any information that you would like to share as to who invaded the residence of Justice Odili, Dr. Bani.
The Attorney General has denied.
Yes.
The DSS has denied.
Yes.
EFCC has denied.
Yes.
I don't know whether Nigerian police are. So all of them have all denied. So that's why the NBA is serious about this. They say they want to get to the root of the matter. The president of the bar has hinted that there's going to be an emergency NEC meeting in which lawyers will be asked to probably express their opinion and a position will be taken. But if you look at the letter that was written by the president, I mean, the petition, I mean, sort of reaction of the president of the bar.
Right.
He has outlined the measures that the NBA will take in order to get to the root of this particular incident. This is an incident too many. We cannot allow this also to fester because it means that we are setting a dangerous precedent. And when these precedents have been set, they'll begin to follow it over and over again. This is a country where a CJN was removed by ex parte order, contrary to the provisions of the Constitution. And we have allowed that to fester. We cannot keep on allowing wrong things, wrong examples and precedent to be set in our country, especially in the judicial sector.
Do you think, Dr. Bani, could this have been an attempt to, again, intimidate the judiciary? Because that's what Pandev has said, that this is an attempt to intimidate the judiciary into submission by the executive.
The political, you can't divorce it. We are entering into political time season. 2023 is around the corner. They started with this with Onobian, remember? Before 2019 election. So they have started intimidation of the judiciary again, So I am clearly not too happy that you cannot divorce it from politics in Nigeria. So it is clearly an act of intimidation until the contrary is proved. Now the government has not issued any statement in that regard. How many hours after the incident? And that again gives me a lot of concern. Because the government is really very sorry, and I know for what has happened, whether it was done wrongly or rightly, there should have been a statement issued by the government by this time to say, oh, this is the situation and this is the step we are taking in this regard. But everyone is keeping silent. Everyone is keeping quiet. And that again is very worrisome. And I think that this government owes a responsibility to own up. If there is any apology to be tendered to the government, I mean to the Nigerian citizen and to the judiciary, they have to do it and do it now timely. Because the moment you are keeping quiet, it gives a lot of room for people to speculate. And we don't want to enter into speculation and people begin to say fake news and all that. Because there is no other basis for us to jump to conclude other than to say that this is clearly an orchestrated plan to intimidate judiciary. And the government is keeping silent because of the fact that they know what they did. They know what they did. That would be the conclusion.
What are the options open to Justice Mary Odili in this instance? Some are...
she's a judicial officer.
That's right.
The bar is here as a vanguard to fight for this. I will not want her to do anything, but to watch what the Nigerian citizen and the bar itself will do in regards to, and then even the CJN himself, because she is under somebody. There is a CJN in the Federation. That's right. And this is the arm of government that has been threatened. So we will also want the CJN to make a statement in this regard. As I said earlier, sins continue, to abound in any country or in any place when people do not punish offenses, do not punish sins and all that. I think that we should be able to be a nation that really have a standard, that really have, a policy of, of rightness, correctness in public affairs. Right. If we don't get it right as a nation, there is no way we can make anyone telling me that Nigeria is something in progress and all that. I'm not seeing any correction being done in our national life, either in governance or even the precedent we are setting as a nation. I'm worried as a nation for the sake of my children, for the sake of our grandchildren that are coming up. Things are done wrongly every day. Are we going to continue like this? That is my fear for me as a citizen. And as a Nigerian citizen, I'm so afraid that this country is not setting the right precedent in every sector of our national life.
You said something earlier, Barrister Dr. Ubani, that the raid that was conducted in 2015-2016 on some judges' homes, nothing concrete came out of it. This is another raid. Do you think this also will go unresolved?
I don't think we should allow this to go without appropriate measures being taken in terms of punitive measures for anyone who has done anything wrong. I am not ignorant of the fact that they said that the husband of Mary Odili is being investigated. For God's sake, if you want to investigate Mr. Odili, the former governor,
That's right.
specifically mention that you want to investigate him and be specific as to whatever you want to investigate. But if you want to now investigate a justice of the Supreme Court, there are processes and procedures. Clearly within the ambit of NJC, we all know that NJC will carry out, and then after which criminal activity can be initiated. But you don't just go and invade the justice of the Supreme Court home, just like that. Okay, what have they found? What were they finding? Who is that whistleblower? Who is even the policeman that corroborated? Who are they? I understand that somebody signed the ID card of the meanwhile, they're all claiming that they don't know about the panel that is in existence in the Ministry of Justice. But there was someone that allegedly signed his ID card. And the person's name is Attorney General, I understand. He's trending on the social media. So if the Attorney General signed his ID card, the policeman, so how can he now claim that he doesn't know of the panel that is in existence? Why is everyone now distancing himself or herself from this particular embarrassment that they have caused to the entire country and to the world? Because the world is watching what is actually going on in Nigeria. Why will you go and invade a Supreme Court justice home without any concrete evidence of any crime? Just like that?
Let me throw this one in here. I know that you have to go, Dr. Ubani. Let me throw this one in, though. There was a question that came up when this conversation started at 5 a.m. as to who actually can be or is empowered to make such moves on judges and justices. We've heard EFCC, we've heard DSS, we've heard the police. Is there a law that stipulates exactly which government agency can make this Gestapo move, if you like?
Well, all I know is that if there is anything that has been done wrong by a justice of the Superior Court, it's within clearly the ambit of the NJC for a petition to be an investigation carried out. They can invite the security agency to investigate, if it's fall within the realms of crime.
Okay.
But if it is a professional misconduct, of course, they have a right also to punish the erring justice. What we try to say is that, look, the invasion most times can be very, very scary. The justice of the Supreme Court, there is nothing wrong if the person has committed a crime for that individual to be invited, and then you carry out your investigation. Are you following me?
I'm with you.
Now, even if you say a criminal activity is going on in the house of a justice of the court or the Supreme Court, you must be specific as to the house you are headed. You must be specific as to the crime that is allegedly being committed there. Let's even assume that Mrs. Odili now is alleged to have committed or is using her house for criminal activities. You own up by being specific as to the house, by being specific as to the house you want to search, and the name of the person you want to go and search, his or her house, and all that. And then the crime that is allegedly going on there. It don't just come with a vague, set content of an affidavit that has no specifics as to the crime. That has no specific as to the home, the address of the place where you're headed. And all that, information that are clearly vague, that do not in any way point to the fact that you are going to the house of a justice of a Supreme Court.
Right.
Because to me, you can use that affidavit to invade even Ubani's home, because there was no specific as to the address, as to the name, as to the crime. That again is global, I call it global affidavit that can be used to embarrass anyone, including the president himself. Because you have to be specific as to the house you are headed, and the crime alleged, and the home, and the person you want to go and search his or her home and all that. So I am saying that there were a lot of irregularities in this instance that we need to correct ourselves. In case of any future occurrence, let's do things properly. If Ubani is alleged to be committing crime, come to my house, specifically mention the address you are headed. And then the magistrate must be very careful in signing such warrant so that there won't be any lawsuit that will emanate from it. Because from this, there is clearly irregularity in this particular process. And there are criminal and civil consequences for what has happened. So I'm not saying that Mr. Odili has committed any crime or using her for crime, that she should be exculpated. No. But let's do things properly and set what we call a very clear precedent that everyone coming tomorrow will say, okay, let us emulate this way of doing things and all that. And not always doing things wrongly. And those things that are wrongly done becomes a precedent for a nation. It's a dangerous precedent. It's a dangerous trend. And we should not allow it to go without proper investigation. And those who are culpable fished out and punished accordingly.
Right. Dr. Ubani, thank you so much for joining us
My
on the show today.
I'm almost missing my
I am so sorry.
I'm running late to court. If I miss my court,
I am so sorry. I am so sorry, Dr. Ubani. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving us your time. Good luck today. Okay. Now let me come to you, Lagos, and hear your thoughts. You've heard the expert's opinion on the big conversation that we're having that we started at 5 a.m. today. In case you missed out on the listen, you can't miss any minutes on the morning crossfire. Right from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. It's always back to back. 0700 993 993 993 and 01 465 7190. Those are the two lines. The second line is for female callers only. Female callers only. For WhatsApp, the WhatsApp number is 0809 597 5805 on WhatsApp. That is 0809 597 5805 on WhatsApp. Facebook, we're streaming live on there right now. Nigeria Info 99.3 on Facebook. I'm going to start with Oladipo right now from Odili. Oladipo, morning to you.
Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning.
This is Pastor Oladipo, calling from Odili.
You're welcome.
You see, sometimes we continue to do the same thing and we are not getting the right result. What was the outcome of the previous invasion of the judges' homes? And I don't know whether you see some judges that is still signing some of these warrants. You don't invade people's house as if they are common criminals. And as I'm talking to you like this today, it's because it happens to an elite and the thing has become a news.
Yeah.
Nigerians are going through these things on daily basis. Police will just bust your house and they can't give a clear evidence. At the end of the day, they would have suffered injustice and at the end, they won't find anything. So for me, what this government, the steps they are taking is wrong. If the woman has contravened any law at all, let them go. And invite him. Thank you, and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you, Adiko. You too. Alex is calling us this morning from Ikeja. Hi, Alex. Morning to you.
Yeah. Hi, Sheriff. How are you doing?
Very well.
Yeah, I understand that the lawyer had to leave. I would have liked to ask him a few questions. But let me just quickly say this. I called in on your show last week on Big Friday, and I said that, there are some early signs of a failing state. That are all over, that you can see all over the map in Nigeria. First of all, the minister has acknowledged that hoodlums, or I don't know what's called them, hoodlums out, people have carved out sections of the country where they will operate their own laws. Those are signs of a failing state, right? I'm talking in respect of this topic that we're talking about.
Yes, I'm with you.
These are signs of a failing state. How do you say it's bad enough that they have actually carved out sections, but here is a senior ranking member of the administration that is publicly coming out to tell us, he's acknowledging it, that they have carved out sections for themselves. That is one. The lawyer used the word which I found very funny, and I actually took note of it. He said irregularities. You see, when these are not irregularities. What happened to the judge, the justice, is a direct assault on our legal system. It's an aggressive assault on Nigeria's legal system. And here we have the banter between the AGF and this and that and that. We trivialize it by using these beautifully, flowery words like irregular. It's more than just an irregularity. Which other country do you see things like this happening? I said, look, it's not only the touts that have carved sections of this country for themselves. You read it this morning, Sheriff, in your news, how the people at the ports, NURTW, and they are collecting toll. They have carved out, everybody has carved out section of this country for themselves. Immigration is the same thing. Customs, the same thing. Police, everywhere. It's only people like me that I'm a hustler.
I hear you. I
don't have any section to carve for myself.
Hustler, Alex, I hear you. Thank you for calling me. Appreciate it. I'm almost due for a break, but I think I can alternate. You have to take 60 seconds, huh? I'm sorry, huh? 60 seconds.
Hello, sorry. You guys will pay me my credit.
Sorry now. Sorry.
No, sorry for waiting. You go for football match. You hear they tell me sorry. Better you pay me my credit. waiting for you. You dey laugh.
Sorry.
With all your noise, you know sabi football. Come up for one side, no fight. My name is Altine. I'm calling from Ikeda. You see, as bad as this Odili's case, this invasion of her privacy, of her home is, it's terrible, particularly to this country and at this time. But I tell you, what goes around comes around. Since 1999, when we have, in fact, even before that, the judiciary has been used against the common man. Every time you will see them, just like Pastor Ladipo said, it is because she's an elite or she's a justice. That is why we are hearing it. How many times has the judiciary been used against the common man? What has happened? How many, especially particularly during this, what do you call it, our dispensation, our political dispensation?
Atine, I'm sorry, but I need to go to break. Huh? I'll be back.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Okay. Wike, I don't think Wike should be making any noise. When they were in government, he did something similar to the sitting government, where he used the federal might to stop Amity from passing a certain road in Rivers State, and he was feeling on top of the world. So I think we are just in a mess, or everything is just a mess. And for the Odili thing, I think the police or the EFCC were after the husband. This man got a perpetual injunction.
That's right.
No court have been able to overturn it. Nobody's looking at that. And he's hiding under his wife being a Supreme Court judge. So two illegal things, people are now sentimental, oh, it's a slap on our face. But can you say the husband should not go to the wife's house? They just have to do the right thing, but what they did is wrong. But that is not to say people start shouting that it's a slap on her. The man is hiding under his wife. He got a perpetual injunction. Nobody should question him. Nobody, and no court has been able to overturn it. Imagine one thing, Sheriff. For Tinubu's wife to be Supreme Court judge, what do you think will be the cry in the society now? Tinubu's wife, a former governor, and a chieftain of a party, being a Supreme Court judge. People will say, Tinubu, the wife should resign. We are just sentimental. We want good things, but we don't want to do the right thing. When something is not favoring us, we cry, we shout. This is not about anything. It's our system. Everything is messed up. Good morning.
Good morning to you too. I'm supposed to be Richard this morning. Hi, Richard. Morning to you. Richard, are you here? Richard, I'm going to. Okay, Richard is not here, so we're going to drop Richard's call and talk to another caller. Good morning to you. Good morning. We can't hear you, sir.
There was a caller that called and really expressed everything in a mannerly way. So, sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
If you remember when Sheikh, the Shiite leader, when he was meant, when he was meant to be released by the federal government, and they refused to release him, and so many people like that. This is the worst government with impunity ever. You reach somebody's house just like that. It doesn't make any sense, and that's what exactly the same thing EFCC is doing, going into people's rooms, into hotels without warrants, without search warrants, invading people's privacy, just like that. It's really disheartening. And now, a whole chief judge's wife also. Just imagine, then the ordinary man, there's nothing left. This country is something else. And we call this democracy. This is not democracy at all. And I don't think we will get it right. We need to keep demanding, not only calling. And it's getting worse every day. That is why a policeman will tell you, I will kill you, nothing will happen. And nothing will happen. So many people have died without social media. And we thank God for social media for today, even though I want social media to be regulated for fake news. But it's really disheartening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. Jonathan, hi. Good morning to you, Jonathan.
Yeah, Sheriff, I'm back again. Thanks. How are you doing?
Good to have you here. I'm good.
Now, I'm surprised that people are saying we have justice. Is this a justice system that we have? Let's be factual. Let's get on the table. Is this what intimidation? Intimidation for what? Judiciary did what? What is the spectacular thing that judiciary has done in the last 10 years? This judiciary, if we don't know, is a judiciary for political class only. Go and check the Supreme Court diary. Go and check the diary. All the cases in the top burner are political cases. All of us here down here, we are just boring. So let's say we don't have a judiciary system. It's a judiciary system for the politic alone. So I don't know what is it. We don't have, like I said in the morning, if we don't fix this judiciary system, all of them that are the actors of all what you are talking about, they are all government people, including the justice and Odili. They are all government people. At the end of the day, they will never, all of them, including all of them, they will never tell us who did what. This is how to run a country. So we need to, I don't know, the constitution has to change. This judiciary need to be taken off the executive once and for all. And let's know that an ordinary person on the street, if you match my leg, I will take you to court and I'll get justice. I'll be sure. That's how to run a country. That's why you cannot have multinational to come and say, when you have policies, all your judicial system, nothing, no justice anywhere, and you say you are running a country. This is how to run a country. For point of correction, we don't have a justice as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
All these government people, they should tell them, say they are the actors, they are the players, they are everything, they are the all in all. They should tell us when they are ready. They should tell us who is doing what.
Right.
Enjoy your money.
Thank you, Jonathan. Festus is joining us. Hi, Festus. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for holding the line.
Thank you so much.
Talk to me.
You see, when I was much younger,
yeah,
I do have an uncle that is an SSS officer, you know.
Okay.
Whenever he comes around, it's like if you are talking to a mini god, you know. Now, the government in power, they are using the instrument of government to intimidate Nigerians. You know, it's a complete mess. Some people will call, and I thank God for your wisdom. When some people speak, you know from the angle they are coming, and you use your diplomacy on them. What is wrong is wrong. If they are going after the husband, fine, good and fine. Let him go and face the law. But to come and, you know, give us, you know, that's I don't know how to say it. You know, they just use government institution to intimidate, to harass, to, you know. And this thing has a negative impact because one day people will face them.
It does.
And your so-called institution cannot save the situation as at then. We should learn from other countries. This country is going down the drain. People are just, I don't know what they are doing. They don't have an advisor. Before you take any step, even as the father of your house, you seek some consent from your wife. Is this good? For this government will just do anything. They will just, I don't know the kind of message they're passing us. Well, may God help this country. Thank you so much.
Festus, thank you for calling me. 8:40 is the time. Sunday is joining us from Ogun State. Hi, Sunday. Morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Sheriff.
Morning to you.
You see, what I'm trying to say is that Nigerians are just making noise. If you search the Bible says, when the wicked are in power, the people mourn. And when the righteous are in power, the people rejoice. What we need to do is to just prepare for 2023 and to take all these people out of the seat of power, and that's all. There is no how we are going to make noise, shout this and that, take to the street. What happened just a few weeks ago when these boys went out to protest? They didn't carry weapon, nothing, and they arrested them. So they are sitting in power, and all the, whether judiciary or whatever, they are under government. Yeah. Government controls them. So we should prepare for 2023, and that's all.
All right. Thank you, Sunday. Tony is joining us from Lekki. And Tony is a first-time caller. Hi, Tony, morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, I was just listening to your program and heard you talking about the Odili.
The invasion of Justice Odili's home.
Yes.
Right.
I want to just say that it's quite sad and unfortunate. I was going through is it the warrants or whatever they call it.
Yes, the warrants.
The address was not even correct. The address is number 7 Imo Street.
Right.
They had number 9 on the document.
Right.
So if the people who have entrusted with this level of job to do, the importance of the job at stake, can't even do proper documentation. So how can they, if you can't get the address of where you're going to or who you're looking for, how can you go to a court of law and put up a case?
That's right.
It doesn't make sense. No, honestly, let's be practical.
The address is not correct. The government agency's name is fictitious. There's no government agency's name like that.
Court of law and sincerely prosecute a case.
Right.
No, let's be practical.
Right.
This is our country. I grew up in the north. I'm more of a northerner than a southerner because that was where I grew up. You understand?
Yeah, I'm with you.
This is not about a tribal thing.
That's right.
We just want a better country.
That's right.
We just want a better country. I returned to this country 2018. Right now, I'm thinking of going back because it wasn't this bad when I left as a young man. Why should I come and stay here with this situation? It is not right. The level of incompetence is just too much.
It's alarming.
Honestly. So let our officials sit up, because at the end of the day, whatever situation we face here, if it's insecurity, it affects everybody, even them, because tomorrow you'll be out of power. So what happens when your tenure ends? You don't fix the road. You still use that same road. So I don't understand. He's not adding up, honestly. You use the same road. You need the same electricity, for crying out loud. Thank you, my brother. I just thought I should just...
Thank you. Thank you for calling me.
Thank
you so much for calling. Shala is here. Shala is a first-time caller as well. Shala, hi. Morning to you.
Yeah, Mr. Sheriff, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, Mr. Sheriff, my comment on this Justice Delays case is that this has been happening, and we all kept quiet. It happened during the Honour's period. It's happening again, and it is still happening in future. Who's next? That is what we should be asking. And then when we are in power, how did we use our position to better the life of ordinary people? You understand?
I'm with you.
How do we use our position to better the lives of ordinary people? People are dying east, west, north, and south. Go to the east. Young men and women are being hunted down by security agencies. What are those judiciary officers and politicians? What are they doing? Everybody is after his or her own pocket. As far as it didn't get to you, you're good to go. You understand?
I'm with you.
We are talking about Odili because he's a personality. He's known. But millions of Nigerians are going down every day in the hands of this state apparatus, security apparatus. And we are all silent. We are all docile. The docility of the Nigerian state.
Docility.
The Nigerian citizen in particular. That is what is coming back to haunt us. It is Odili today. Who's next? That is what we should be asking.
Who's next?
You understand? Because when you leave government to do whatever they like, even the people, the politicians, the judiciary officers, the high and mighty in the judiciary, they are all benefiting from the wealth. Nobody wants to, put in his or her head or put in his or her neck and say something right and try to correct some of the anomalies there. It's coming back to us, one way or the other. It is up to Odili today. Who's next?
Thank you.
Sheriff, are you there for me?
I'm with you. I'm listening to you.
Odili today.
Rapt attention.
Who's that? I am a self-employed person. I know what we go through in the hands of security agencies as we are going about doing our businesses. Legal business for that matter. Register with all documents and papers intact. And yet we are being harassed. Harassment is just one of those harassment, and it will come and go. Nothing will be done about it because on Oye's case, nothing happened. So this one is not another story. Until there's evolution in this country, until there's a serious, something that is worse than what we had in NSAS, Nigeria will continue to complain. This is just the beginning. Thank you, Mr. Sheriff.
Thank you so much for calling me. I'm going to go to Aigwe. She's in first tag. Aigwe is gone. 8:46. Let me quickly cross over to Facebook. Let's hold on the calls first. If we stick to the calls, we'll not take anything from Facebook and YouTube. Let's go to Facebook and take a few thoughts. Festus on Facebook says, federal government using institutions of government to intimidate both the commoner and the elite. Uduma says, illegality has become legality in Nigeria. When would security stop invading people's homes at night in the name of arrest? Peter says, this is another assault on our legal system that made mockery of the principle of separation of powers. I think I took that earlier. I'm going to take another one here that says the difference between criminals and government is civility and legality. Government is expected to be civil and legal in policies and operations. Otherwise, it is no more called government, but criminal. That's Alibio Shu who sent that in on Facebook. Let me take two more. Please permit me to take two more from Facebook. Leonard says the attacks on the judiciary by the government-sponsored security agents, is a threat to our national unity. It is disheartening, uncalled for, and absolutely unacceptable. Those who committed this heinous crime must be brought to book and meant to face the law. Leonard, thank you. Leonard is in Berger here in Lagos. Chidi is here. Chidi says, what's my own with our invasion? Are they not all the same? I beg you, Jerry. That's Chidi on Facebook who sent that. Let me go to WhatsApp right now and take a few thoughts from WhatsApp. I'm going to take like 3 messages from WhatsApp, then we'll come back to telephone. Opakende says, it's so sad that we find ourselves invading a judge's house. I blame the NJC and NBA for allowing the politicians use them against the masses on bad judgment. Let me stop there and take another one. It's a long one, so I just have to stop there. Prince is an Nigeria. Prince says, I'm sure Mary Odili's raid happened before the president's departure for Glasgow, but never saw it necessary to comment on it as the president of a country. Prince, thank you for sharing your thought. Appreciate. Federal government is not ready to help anyone. Ishayabami is his name. Ishayabami, thank you for sharing your thought. I'm going to take another one quickly now. Let's see. Justice Odili's house was invaded and everyone is crying against the injustice. What about innocent Nigerians who are currently languishing in jail as a result of the corruption and incompetence of the judiciary? Is she not a part of this corrupt and incompetent judiciary system? Even though the invasion is wrong, I am happy about it. Let the elites also have a taste of what the Nigerian masses go through. Kayode from Ipaja. Send that in, Kayode. Thank you. Aigbe is rejoining us right now. Aigbe, morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I've heard all that has been going on and all your expression with our audience. But we have never mentioned that who owns the government? It is God. Even when you believe or you do not believe, you can do something outrageous. All the apparatus of the military, irrespective of their background and the lowest term, he can use them to embarrass. He said when the man says he's strong, he will send another strong man to him. So that delay might be from the hands of God to embarrass him, to tell him that the law he has read is not above God. And then we should not count on the government.
You don't think it's an error on your part to think that God is less busy or is that less busy to be doing the things that you said he or she is doing? I don't know whether you think God is a he or a she.
God owns the government. The government belongs to God. You belong to God.
I'm not doubting that. But do you also know that God has given you brain? He has given me brain to be able to make decisions.
He said, do not be over righteous, neither be over wicked. Then he will take it off.
That is why, you know why God will not intervene, because God has given you brain to have systems and structures in place to govern yourself. No. You are being over religious with things that you should be. No. You're actually being over religious. Aigwe, let me help you. Okay. Not everything is religion. Please take that. When we discuss things on she's gone. Should I still say it? Let's move on. Joel, hi, morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Sheriff.
Good morning to you.
Yes. I want to talk about this case of this between George.
Talk to me.
Yes. It's already evident to most of us Nigerians that our security system don't follow a certain rule of law or a process of doing things already in this country. So it's not really a stop, and this is not the first time something like this is even happening. It has happened before, and it's like it's going to keep on happening if we cannot put sanctions in place that will
Joe, thank you. I really do agree with you about, you just set the record straight. If you don't set the record straight the first time, it's going to repeat itself. If the system encourages such attitude and such, whatever you want to call it, it will happen again. A caller said it also earlier, that it's most likely going to happen again in the future, because the first time it happened, nothing came out of it. Nothing tangible came out of it. It's happened again now. Who is next? According to the caller. But we have to go now. Lagos, thank you all for being a part of the Morning Crossfire today. it's a developing situation. So we'll keep tabs on the situation on all our shows for today and maybe tomorrow. I'm Sheriff Quadry across all social media platforms, all of them. Table Talk is next with Wemimo Adewuni. It's coming up after the news at 9. Good morning to you.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at